Tucker, just one thing that's the type of thing that does make some people nervous, though. President Trump recently made a comment about having a certain type of good chemistry with Kim Jong-un. And that may be true, but when you're talking about someone who has been responsible for so many human rights abuses, does he run a risk with that kind of language of A, coming off to Kim Jong-un like he's pandering to him to an extent, or B, upsetting the American public that elected a president that they want to stand firm and be tough on those human rights violations and stand firm on American principles, which exist in virtually complete contrast to how the North Korean regime is run?
Yeah, I mean, there's no defending the North Korean regime, which is a monstrous regime. It's the last really Stalinist regime in the world. It's a disgusting place, obviously, and so there's no defending it. On the other hand, you got to be honest about what it means to lead a country. It means killing people, not on the scale that the North Koreans do, but a lot of countries commit atrocities, including a number that we're closely allied with. So, I'm not a relativist or anything, but it's important to be honest about that. And it's not necessarily a choice between, the evil people and the great people. It's a choice most of the time between the bad people and the worst people. That's just kind of the nature of life and certainly the nature of power. And I do think that's how the president sees it. He's far less sentimental about this stuff and maybe, I think, more realistic about it. I don't agree with everything that Trump says, but this is one thing I do agree with. Mm-hmm. There is a kind of Samantha Power, dorm room, like, oh, they're so mean. And it's kind of silly and stupid and not helpful. Like, in the end, what matters is what's good for the United States. And you deal with bad people a lot of the time in order to help your own country. And that's kind of the way I think Trump sees it.